Baraza is actually on time. You know, when you don't give pensioners their money, you are actually shortening their lives. At times like this, when the economic times are hard and money is scarce, and then we deny pensioners money because of files need to be pushed, and there's a backlog of files at Treasury, then we miss the point why pension should actually, in the first instance, exist. Because when you retire, you want to have a comfortable life. You have had your time at work, you have made a good contribution to the nation, but when you retire, the salary is not coming. It's cut short immediately. When it is cut short immediately, then now you are told you have to wait for 2-3 years for you to get your pension. This person suffers. Actually, a lot of time the lives of people have been cut short, not because of anything, but because the little comfort that this person had while he was working is cut. Because there is no salary now and pension takes 3 years to come. Honorable Speaker, we need to stop the suffering of pensioners. Pensioners, even those who have served in high positions, and probably because of exigencies of life never retired with any savings. The only saving they have is their pension, but it is deliberately delayed inordinately in such a way that the family of this person suffers, the children of this person cannot go to school. This person, because of his age, requires constant medication for pressure, for sugars and other diseases. He cannot get them, and yet his money lies in Treasury. Honorable Didmas Baraza, I want to congratulate and thank you that today we need to reduce the amount of time for pensioners to give the money. I think pensioners out there and Kenyans out there are celebrating you today for thinking about them, for caring for them, for thinking that this is the time that pensioners need for the first time to have their money faster. You know, teachers who were I worked with for many years, they retire. They have educated, use the little money, they've taken loans here and there, and they hope when they retire, they go home and have a comfortable life. But that's where the hardest life begins. They watch the children they have educated, they have taken to school, living a good life. But when you retire as a teacher, that's the beginning of a very miserable life, because your pension will come after 5 years. You go to TSC, you are told stories. You go to Treasury, you have to have a broker. Even the little money that you have, you are saving, you use it to get that pension. Honorable Speaker, I think it is time, in line with the Kenya Kwanza, that nobody will be left behind. Kenya Kwanza mantra, no one should be left behind. We should not leave pensioners behind. The people of Kilifi, the pensioners of Kilifi suffer. Because by the time this guy gets pension, he will have used the bus almost 100 times on a trip to Nairobi, back and forth, back and forth. Before this guy left work, probably he could afford an air ticket. He could travel probably by his car, he's comfortable. But he used to have a good life then. Now you are reducing him to having to take the bus for 8 hours, 12 hours to get to Nairobi. Come and stay in the streets of Nairobi because he cannot afford a hotel. He stays in the streets of Nairobi, or sleeps in a hotel, you know, in the restaurant at tea room, waiting in the morning to go to get his file moved 1 inch. He has to stay again another day. The file moves another inch. By the time he is finished, he is even sick. He's gotten pneumonia because of the cold in Nairobi and all that, and sleeping in the court floor. Honorable Speaker, it is time we ended the suffering of pensioners in this country. And I want to tell the guys in Treasury, they need to style up. Why is it that somebody must push his file? And actually, sometimes you receive, Deputy Leader of Majority, help me, take me to Treasury. This guy worked when he was alone. He suffered, he sweated. Why is it that now when he has to get pension, he has to get somebody to take him there to ensure that he gets pension? Why is it that now when he must get his pension, it is his money, hard-earned sweat. He's not borrowing it from anybody. It is his money. But before he gets that money, he sweats for it. I think this House, this 13th Parliament, needs to put its foot down by changing the law to ensure that if it is 1 month, if it is 1 week, if I retire, and I receive my last paycheck as a worker in July, my next pension should come in the next month, August. I should have my pension in my account so that I can continue with the pace of my life. But I want to urge this House, and I want to thank you, Honorable Didmas Barasa. You're a good man. You're a man who thinks about the people who are suffering. You have yourself suffered in many years, and you know you're empathizing with people. And I want to thank you sincerely. And, Honorable Speaker, I second this motion.
Thank you, Honorable Owen. Mbaya. I now propose the question that the Pensions Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 44 of 2022, be now read a second time. There are so many requests. I'm searching for Honorable Peter Kiungi. Give Honorable Peter Kiungi the MP for Kangema. You are recognized.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I start to support the bill, and I want to thank the mover, Honorable Barasa,